Meeting to order. I have a roll call, please, starting with Commissioner Precinct Number 1
David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Ellie Torres, Precinct 4.
and Richard Cortez, County Judge. We have a quorum.
Go to prayer?
Prayer.
Yes, sir. Let us pray. Father God, again, we give you many thanks for another day that you've given us, Lord. Thank you for the opportunity you provide for us to serve again, Lord. We just continue to pray for this elected body that you've appointed, Lord, the judge and 4 commissioners that you've appointed to lead this great county of ours, Lord. Continue to bless them with your wisdom, Lord, with your guidance, Lord, and more importantly, with your peace, Lord, comes through your Son, Jesus, as they continue to make the decisions that affect us all, Lord. We continue to pray for myself, Lord, for all the workers of this great county that we serve, Lord. Continue to provide your wisdom to us as well, Lord. We pray for all the families up in the Northeast, Lord, as well. Lift them up to you as they're experiencing one of the coldest weather that we've ever had, Lord. I know everything is in your hands, Lord, and we trust that all is good through you, Lord. We ask just for your grace, your mercy, your love over all of us, Lord. I ask this in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Did anyone sign up for open forum? Thank you.
Do we have open forum, Monique?
Yes, we do. We have several participants. I'm going to ask the audience to please respect the speaker's time at the podium. There is a 3-minute time limit. I would advise those at the podium when there's 1 minute. Our first under the Drainage District is Yadira Gonzalez.
Buenos días a todos. Y nada más vengo yo a darle las gracias al señor Cecil por asistir al evento que hubo del proyecto del agua y al señor David Fuentes que no pudo asistir pero mandó al señor Pepe Cabeza de Vaca. Nada más muchas gracias porque siempre tienen respuesta para nosotros, ya sea para peticiones y invitaciones, y muchas gracias por acompañarnos.
Gracias. Thank you. Do we need to interpret that?
Yes, Judge.
Ay, disculpe, también la comisionada Torres también estuvo presente. Muchas gracias y disculpe.
Translating for her. My name is Yadira Gonzalez, and I just wanted to thank the folks here who were able to go to our Sonido del Agua event this Saturday. We're very grateful that you're always very responsive to our needs. That included Mr. Cecin, Commissioner Fuentes, sent his staff, Pepe Cabeza de Vaca, and Commissioner Torres as well. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
we thank you.
Our next presenter is Norma Aldape.
Buenos días, señor juez, comisionados. Esta mañana yo soy Norma Aldape, vengo de los Olivares Acres. Quiero agradecer al comisionado que nos toca en nuestra área, que es el comisionado Fuentes, por atender una junta viendo las prioridades y necesidades de la colonia, viendo los últimos detalles sobre nuestro drenaje, y agradecerle su tiempo por escucharnos, que eso es muy valioso para nosotros, que se sigan preocupando por sus comunidades. Gracias, David Fuentes, y gracias a todos. Gracias.
My name is Norma Aldape, and I come from Los Olivares Acres, and we wanted to thank Commissioner Fuentes and his staff for being available to us for a meeting where we could discuss our colonia needs, including drainage issues. It's really important that you value our voice, and we thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Next presenter is Ms. Fern McClarity.
Good morning. And I have requested interpretation of, instead of them doing it twice, English and Spanish, since we're paying for an interpreter, that they could do it in English and we can pick up a machine and listen to what's going on, so we get every word that is stated. Thank you.
Next presenter is Carolina. I apologize. Navarro, thank you. I'm so sorry. No. It's my bad eyes.
Mi nombre es Carolina Navarro y doy gracias por la junta que tuvimos por tocante a los drenajes. Muchas gracias y sigan apoyando.
My name is Carolina Navarro, and again, I just wanted to thank Commissioner Fuentes for the opportunity to have a meeting to discuss our needs. Thank you.
Next presenter is Ms. Sandra Carrillo.
Buenos días. Buenos días a los comisionados, a todos los jueces. Mi nombre es Sandra Carrillo, soy representante de la comunidad de la frontera fase 3 y venimos a darle las gracias al comisionado David Fuentes por el apoyo que nos hicieron en el alumbrado público. Tenemos una satisfacción muy grande, los vecinos muy contentos, el cambio, verdad, que se hizo en apoyo con la comunidad de Arise, y le traemos un reconocimiento y muchísimas gracias por su apoyo en la comunidad. Gracias.
Good morning, commissioners, judge, and elected officials present. My name is Sandra Carrillo, and I've come here to thank Commissioner David Fuentes for the street lighting that we received in our community and the difference it's made. We're really grateful, and we brought a certificate for him.
It's all right.
It's all good.
Hey, it's okay.
all good.
We don't always get framed for
Next presenter is Refugio Ortiz.
Muy buenos días, jueces y comisionados. Mi nombre es Refugio Ortiz y queremos agradecerles, ¿verdad?, a las personas que pudieron acompañarnos el día de la celebración del Sonido del Agua y este sábado, donde se cantaron los corridos compuestos por músicos locales y comunidad que han sido impactados por las inundaciones.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners, and elected officials from the Drainage District. We just wanted to thank you for those who could come to the event of El Sonido de Agua this past Saturday, where several corridos were sang and were composed by local musicians and community members, specifically those who have been impacted by flooding events. So Refugio was going to sing a little bit of the song.
Un poquito nervioso, pero ojalá les guste. Dice algo así. Dice: soy una persona humilde, me dedico a trabajar, también compongo corridos para poder expresar los problemas de la gente. Corridos hay que escuchar. Varias organizaciones vinieron a contratar a 4 compositores para poder realizar 6 corridos, 2 colonias que se acaban de inundar. A través de estos corridos, todos quieren impulsar que se oiga la voz del pueblo, pues tienen necesidad, y a la voz de si se puede las colonias arreglar. BC World, Arise y Lupe abogando siempre están, preparando a residentes que expongan necesidad. Funcionarios del distrito un día nos van a escuchar. Centro Cultural Narciso y Texas Housers también. Art Place contó con los fondos para el proyecto Yacer. La comunidad presente en todo evento también. Gracias a comisionados Eric Cantú, David Fuentes, Joe Flores, Jose Palacios, lo tengo muy bien presente. Drenaje y alumbrado no lo olvidará la gente. Ya me voy, ya me despido, ya terminé de cantar este bonito corrido que en Texas vino a pasar, y la ciudad de Edimburgo no lo olvidarán jamás. Muchísimas gracias, ¿verdad? Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In English?
Go ahead.
No, Judge, if you wanted to, I was just in a nutshell, as Ms. Fern had asked, in a nutshell, what the song was.
Can you sing it in English?
No. No, but for those in the audience, and I just took a few notes, but in a nutshell, it's just an individual up there saying he's a humble person that through composing of the lyrics, that he's able to express the problems of the community. So through those lyrics, the voice of the community is heard, so that the problems of those neighborhoods can be fixed or tended to. And towards the end, the lyrics express gratitude to the commission and the board members that are here with respect to their efforts in fixing their problems. That's in a nutshell what the song was about.
I want to put in the record that Commissioner Cantu and Commissioner Flores, Commissioner Cantu from Precinct 2, Commissioner Flores from Precinct 3, joined us at 9:35 this morning. Okay. Next item on the agenda is your approval of the consent agenda.
We have one last participant, Judge. Our last presenter is Mr. Joe Rodriguez. Mr. Oh, no. Okay, so that will conclude, Judge.
Okay, we have the approval of the consent agenda. Does anyone want to pull any of those items out for separate discussion?
Yes, there's no issues that I'm aware of, Judge. Everything's in order.
Second. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
No one opposed, motion carries. Item 5A.
Thank you. Discussion and possible action to participate in Dow County procurement process for bank depository services. Traditionally, we follow the county lead on the depository services. The county is the one that vets the depository systems. We do have the ability of the district to go independent, but in the past we've just followed that. It just seems like it's best to do that since it is detailedly looked at by the county staff when they're selecting the bank system. So.
Okay, so what's the proper action to take?
To participate in the
To
county.
participate, yes.
Okay.
Making a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
I'm going to
Motion-
abstain, Judge.
Okay, we have one abstention, Commissioner Cantu. All those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We have one abstention.
Correct.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Item B, requesting approval to purchase one John Deere 750K crawler dozer with an SR blade rake, 132-inch, including 5 years, 5,000 full machine extended warranty through Dow County Drainage District 1 membership, participation with buy board awarded vendor, Doggett Machinery Services, Houston, contract 515-16, and the total amount $286,315.
So moved. Second.
And of course, this is budgeted.
Yes, sir.
All those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item C, requesting approval to purchase one Ford F-550 SC with service body and crane for awarded vendor Grande Trucking Center to the district's membership participation with the cooperative buy board contract 521-16 and the total amount of $116,309. Transaction include vehicle delivery and applicable fees.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item D, requesting approval to purchase two new long-reach excavators, CAT 326 FL, including shredder heads, attachments, and 60-month, 5,000 extended warranty, premier full machine through the Dow County District Number 1 membership participation with buy board award vendor Holt CAT, contract number 515-16, the total amount $642,916.
I'll move for approval.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 2, pursuant to the board's approval to purchase two new long-reach excavators, CAT 326 FL, requested to carry surplus for the purpose of trade in one 2006 CAT D7R dozer, asset number 1523, in the amount of $110,000, including the removal of said asset from inventory upon completion of transaction.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item E, requesting approval of final negotiated professional service agreement, number CHCD 1-18062-0129 with Right-of-Way Surveying Services, LLC, as it relates to on-call professional surveying services on an as-needed basis to the Dow County Drainage District Number 1 projects, subject to legal review. Approval for negotiations by the Board of Directors on November 6, 2018. Agenda item 67544.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item F, 6.8, requesting approval to Dow County Drainage District 1 to enter into an interlocal agreement at no fee cost to the district with Educational Service Center Region 2 Cooperative Purchase Program, Goodbye, as an additional procurement resources for purchase as needed basis with authority of chairman of the board to execute document.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 2, requesting approval to purchase a total of 8 Ford F-250 SRW 404 delivering applicable fees, including through the district cooperative membership participation with Goodbye, contract number 19F8F000, vehicles from awarded vendor Silsby Ford in the amount of $235,291.20.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
What item was it for the change? Did I go through it already? Oh, right here. Okay. What is the number? 6. Yeah. Where? Thank you. 6.1, acceptance of certificate of such a completion, a certificate of completion from Jimenez Engineering Solutions, LLC, DBA International Consulting Engineers pertaining to construction contract number ACDD 1-1802700605, Curry Drain Ditch Improvements, Road Crossing, Alamo Tower, Sharp, and 83rd Street.
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Did you skip that?
Yeah,
Did you skip
G.
Item G.
Or did I? I apologize.
Yes.
I apologize. Yes, my bad. We need to go back. Question approval of change order number 3, reflecting an increase in the amount of $75,593 and 24 additional calendar days in connection with the contract C8CD1 18-002-0522, Dow County Drainage District Number 1, new administration building with Buller Construction, Inc., as recommended project engineer, Half and Associates, and approved by the general manager, subject to compliance with House Bill 1295 when and if applicable.
For approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone
Some
opposed?
discussion.
You want discussion, please?
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Cecine,
Yes, ma'am.
I noticed there was $56,000 in landscaping.
There was landscaping and irrigation, I believe, combined for that. We were going to try to do that on our own, Commissioner, and it just became an issue of warranty of the trees and the shrubbery, and then all the conduit that's required. Now, we have the budget originally, and the budget's in place. Everything has been in place from the get-go. So a lot of the work we have self-performed to try to keep the cost down. We also went out for quotes, competitive quotes. We did not just rely on one vendor, so to speak. The way that the project has worked is, under the contractor, he has the ability to bring subs work in. However, in this particular case, with these two, we actually went independently and got quotes, and the difference that we got was very minimal in procuring the services directly, not under the contractor. So we made that determination for him to oversee it, but at the same time to provide the additional warranty that comes with the shrubbery and then the irrigation work as well.
Okay. In the future, if you could give a little bit more of a detail as to what that is going to cost, or what it's going to look like.
Of course.
Because it's hard to perceive $36,000 worth of landscaping.
ma'am.
I'd like to see a sketching or something like what
We
does it
can
all
definitely do
entail?
that, because in the change order or the breakdown, there is a shrubbery list, there is mulching, there is a whole itemized list of costs to go with it. Yes, ma'am. And that's what we actually used, what was provided to us, to get the secondary quote to see if it was something that we could save on. So we did pursue that avenue. And at the end of the day, it was almost close enough that we said, okay, well, we'll go with the contractor on it. There was some reduced cost also based on what we did over here for the original contractor submitted, but we do have that breakdown of everything that's included. Yes, ma'am. We do have that itemized. It's not a lump sum.
And the reason I question that is because you are right across the street from me, and I don't see a whole lot of space for landscaping. I see a lot of pavement.
Yeah, but
And
it
so
hasn't
I'm
gone, we haven't, we're still in the process of putting all the trees and all the shrubbery, all the greenery. As I mentioned, we're doing a lot of self-performing work. So a lot of the excavation and detention facilities are already being done by my staff. But yes, ma'am. It's all itemized as far as the number of trees, the number of shrubs, everything is detailed. Yes, ma'am. And we'll share that with you. We'll get that to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. We'll go to, I guess, 6A2. Application payment in the amount of, I need to correct that one, is $53,060 from Jimenez Engineering Solutions, LLC, DBA International Consulting Engineers, pertaining construction contract number HCDD1 18-027-0605, Curry Drain Ditch Improvement, Road Crossings, Alamo Road Tower, Sharp, and 83rd. Project engineer is Mr. Savidad from my office. Everything's in order.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item B, application for payment number 7 in the amount of $33,480 from Vencer Contractors LLC pertaining to construction contract number ACD1 18-003-0206, Alamo Lateral and Cesar Chavez Drainage Phase 2 Improvements, North Canton, Canton, Alberta, and Tower Road Crossings. Again, Mrs. Saldivar is the project engineer on this project.
For approval. Second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 7A, request extension of competitive bidding requirements, Texas Local Government Code 262024A4 for professional engineering services.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item
Did-
7.
Did you ever get the answer to the question, are we supposed to pick the one with the highest score?
Yes, sir, we actually did. My understanding is the way we have it posted, and legal can elaborate. The way we have it posted currently, Judge, when we went out for the RFQs for the yearly bid, or the yearly submittals, shall receive or selected the 3 firms, evaluate, and shall negotiate with the first firm and then second and third. So leads us to believe that that's how the structure is internally set up that we have. And that's what we've been following. That's what we disclosed when the RFQs were submitted initially by the engineers.
Well, but then this board doesn't pick the engineer. You pick the engineer because you get to rate them.
No, I actually, it gives you the option for the board. If the board chooses to take that responsibility back, we're fine with that. We have no objection to that if that's the wishes of the board.
My question was, are we required to pick your highest rated?
No.
Okay, so the answer is no.
The answer is no.
Okay.
That's right. And so you do have options if you don't go with the proposed ranking.
Well, that was my question.
Yes, sir.
I'm new here. You're going to have to teach me.
Sure.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone
We'll go to number
opposed?
2 now.
Are you on number 2?
No, not yet.
Okay. So we did.
Let me read.
number
1 is already done. Let me go to number 2. Presentation of scoring grid for the purpose of ranking by the board of directors. Firms graded and evaluated through the district's approved pool of engineering firms for the provision of professional engineering services. East Mercedes 2018 bond referendum project number 10A. The firm name is Mellon & Hunt at 9333. Alpha Infrastructure at 92. SWG at 90.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 3, pursuant to the board's approval, requesting authority for Dow County Drainage District Number 1 to negotiate a professional engineering service agreement with the number 1 ranked firm of Mellon & Hunt, Inc. for the provision of professional engineering services for East Mercedes 2018 bond referendum project number 10A.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item B, approval of advanced funding agreement between the Dow County Drainage District Number 1 and Texas Department of Transportation for State Highway 107 from 281 to East FM 493, CSJ number 0342-01074. The authority of the county judge to sign required documentation. This AFA will address the installation of a twin 8x4 reinforced concrete box culvert for Precinct 4 Sunflower Drain Project number 36 for the 2018 Drainage Bond Referendum Project. Bond proceeds will be used to fund the AFA.
Move for approval?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
B2, approval to issue check payable to Texas Department of Transportation Trust Fund in the amount of $467,169 for the district's estimated share of project cost with authority for the county treasurer to issue check after review, audit, and processing procedures are completed by the district. CSJ number again 0342-01074.
Move for approval?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item C, at this time, there is no action. We're still working out an issue with an access easement, so legal's working on that. If I may proceed to item A. A?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Requesting approval of change order number 3 in connection with the project for McAllen South Drain Improvements at IBWC Main Floodways, contract number 17-00502. No action on that one as well? Yes, the item 8A. The for McAllen, no? We're still working on that? Okay. I apologize. There is no action on this one as well, 8A. Item B, approval, Item B, approval to issue payment. Application payment number 4 in the amount of $112,395.92 from Castle Enterprise LLC pertaining to construction contract number ACDD 1-18-020-0508-J09, Phase 3 Drainage Improvements. Project engineer, Mr. Adams with Tessie Infrastructure.
Move for approval.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item C, approve issue payment. Application for payment number 1 in the amount of $131,813.91 for Venture Contractors LLC pertaining to construction contract number HCDD 1-18-0490-919 FM 495 drain control structure and Donna North lateral control structure. Project engineers, Ms. Aldivar from my office.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
We do have post-time sessions.
Okay. We're going to be moving into executive session under pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, Section 551.071 and 551.072 to discuss various items.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. You're not here. Okay, we're back from executive session. Are there any action items to be taken?
Yes, sir. We'll go item 10A, real estate acquisition. We will proceed as directed. 10B, pending potential litigation. Nothing discussed. 10C, cost number C037-17E, Dow County Engineer number 1 versus Intake Corporation et al. Will request a motion to proceed as directed.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Those in favor of the
Ivan?
motion, say aye.
Aye.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Good, good.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Item D, concession legal counsel regarding Dow County Engineer number 1, Testy Infrastructure Group, Inc., et al., cost number 718CV369, pending in U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Texas. Again,
Yeah, asking for a motion to authorize legal counsel to proceed as directed in closed session.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
thank you very much.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. I'll call the regular County Commissioners Court meeting to order. I have a roll call starting with precinct number 1.
David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Eddie Cantu, Precinct 2.
Joe Flores, precinct 3.
Eli Torres, precinct 4.
Let the record show that we have a quorum. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we come together today for the good of the citizens of Hidalgo County. Inspire us with the qualities of good leadership, the integrity to face the truth, courage to make difficult choices, and compassion for the needs of others. We ask for your blessing and your guidance. Amen.
Amen. Okay, next item is the approval of the consent agenda. I received a letter from the auditor's office regarding some of the items in the consent agenda. Did you all have a chance to review that?
Did not.
Okay, do you want to pull them?
Marty usually has a response. Did you
Right.
respond to that, Marty?
Well, then, for the record, then we're talking about consent agenda item 9D, consent agenda item 11I, consent agenda item 14R, and consent agenda item 14Z, and I will also pull consent agenda item 13A and B.
Okay, I also have it in my list, consent agenda 11F.
11F.
That's what my letter shows.
Oh, that's been addressed. The last version, it's been addressed.
Okay,
Okay?
all right.
All right, on 11.
Hold on, Marty. Before you do that, we need a motion to approve the consent agenda without those items.
Well, I think she's going to clear up some of them,
But
like
can't
we
dis-
always do.
but we can't discuss those until you approve the consent agenda with those items out of it,
Yeah.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
without
Without.
items.
Without these items, okay? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, on 11I, the reason that we are placing 4 items, we're trying to be proactive for the year's dues. One of the invoices we've already received, I did upload last night, and that is the comptroller. All the other 2, 3, and 4 come due in March, April, and October. However, we can only go by historic payments, and we leave those requisitions pending until we get the invoice, and then we adjust the invoice if necessary and create the PO to pay. So I do recommend approval.
This is on
This is on dues
11I. Motion to
11I.
approve.
Second.
Okay, what's the number again?
11I.
11I. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
The only 2 other issues left are 14R and 14Z. Those are public purpose requests that the auditor is asking that they be taken up separately or in the future be placed on regular agenda because it is requesting the court to declare a public purpose for the purchase by 2 precincts of promotional items pursuant to the Constitution, Article 50.
But doesn't it usually include the description that we're using it to promote?
It does, they do detail
So
the
what is
description.
exactly is the issue?
I think they want it actually taken up individually or on
Individually, like in a
regular.
regular agenda item?
Or,
So if we pulled them out of executive, under consent, we can just address them individually?
I would recommend we just pull them separately, like we just did, and I will,
So which one's the first one?
it's 14R and 14Z. I recommend approval.
But do we do them individually, Linda, or do we
You can
do
do
them
both.
separate?
R and Z,
I think you can do them both if you.
Do them
Yeah,
both?
you can do
they're both the same.
Motion to approve both.
Second.
Those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carried.
And
Thank you very
consent
much.
agenda item 9D, with respect to the value of the items, we did receive that information. So for each Surface Pro, it's $1,464, and for each laptop, it's $1,448. And so I am asking the court and do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, and the judge, the one that you had brought up was 14F?
She said it was already done.
It was cleared.
Okay, so that was, well, yes, it's been cleared.
Move to approve.
Right, there you go, thank you,
Second.
Commissioner.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carried.
And for the record, consent agenda item 13A and B, Commissioner Fuentes is abstaining from any action and/or discussion on the matter. With that being said, I'm asking the court to approve.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, does that clean everything up?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, next item on the agenda.
We have the county judge's office, Judge.
Yes, this, go ahead.
Commissioners, Judge, there will be no action taken on item 5A today. Thank you.
Okay, well, let's move on to the next item.
Don't you want
Item 6A.
Obviously, that would clear out 12 people.
Good morning, Commissioners,
Morning.
Judge. First of all, we want to thank you for your continued support in all our prevention events and everything that we do. And of course, thank our District Attorney, Mr. Ricardo Rodriguez, for all his efforts in leading. We have members here from the Rio Grande Valley Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force. It's a regional, local, and state and national agencies are involved in this task force, and they're here to support the proclamation that we're going to read today. So on behalf of the District Attorney Ricardo Rodriguez, a proclamation declaring January 2019 as National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month. Whereas National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month was first proclaimed in 2016 to call attention to the injustice of modern slavery and human trafficking that still occurs in too many places around the world, including right here in the United States. And whereas as we continue our fight to deliver on the promise of freedom, we commemorate the Emancipation Proclamation, which freed the slaves of the Confederate States on January 1st, 1863, and the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery in 1865. Throughout the month of January 2019, we highlight the many fronts in the ongoing battle for civil rights, including efforts of the Hidalgo County District Attorney's Office and the Rio Grande Valley Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force, which is comprised of federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies, prosecutors, victim service agencies, and social service providers who are working to end human trafficking. And whereas the victims of human trafficking are men and women, adults and children, yet all are denied basic human dignity and freedom, victims can be abused in their own countries or find themselves far from home. Whether they are trapped in forced sexual or labor exploitation, human trafficking victims cannot walk away, but are held in service through force, threats, and fear. All too often suffering from horrible physical and sexual abuse, it is hard for them to imagine that there might be a place of refuge.
And whereas we must join together as a community in Hidalgo County to provide a safe haven by protecting victims and prosecuting traffickers with improved victim identification, medical and social services, training for first responders, and increased public awareness, the men, women, and children who have suffered discourage can overcome the bonds of modern slavery, receive protection and justice, and successfully reclaim their rightful independence. And whereas fighting of human trafficking is a shared responsibility, this month Hidalgo County residents are urged to educate themselves about all forms of modern slavery and the signs and consequences of human trafficking. Together, we can and must end this most serious, ongoing criminal civil rights violation. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court does hereby proclaim January 2019 as National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month, culminating with National Freedom Day on February 1st, and calls upon the people of Hidalgo County to observe this month with appropriate programs and activities and to recognize the vital role we play in ending human trafficking. Dated this 29th day of January 2019.
Approval. Second. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
We're going to have Chief from Alton Police Department say a few words.
Hello, Judge, Commission. Thank you very much for your approval of the proclamation. First of all, human trafficking is a global crime with an estimated 20.9 million incidents. 68% of those are forced labor, 55% being women victims, 26% being children. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the District Attorney's Office and the Hidalgo County Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force for their initiatives and forward thinking in raising awareness to this very prevalent issue. The Alton Police Department is committed to working with our federal, state, and local counterparts to help raise awareness for this issue via training, education, and enforcement to put a stop to the criminal element that seek to disrupt and destroy the quality of life that we all provide for our communities. Thank you again for your consideration.
Thank you.
Next, we have Gonzalo Martinez from the McCain Institute.
Good morning. I wanted to provide an update. Ever since we had your approval at the Buffett McCain Institute Initiative to Combat Modern Slavery, we've been moving forward with plans to make Hidalgo County the first in the nation to have a dedicated unit that will focus on forced labor in agriculture. We know from what the chief said here with the numbers that more than half of human trafficking cases do involve force and coercion in the formal economy. So in addition to addressing commercial sex and the sexual exploitation of minors, as we often do, this county will be at the forefront of leading the way in including labor trafficking victims as a part of that solution. And we look forward to next year talking about not just the awareness that we are raising on this issue, but the direct action that we are taking to make Hidalgo County workplaces a better place to be safe from exploitation. So again, we are very grateful for your support. And just a reminder that that is a full, it's a fully Buffett McCain initiative funded initiative, and we are providing the resources, but we really believe that the true value of the work is coming out of all the agencies that are represented in this task force. So we really feel like in that way it's an equal partnership. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Next, we have all the students from the UTRGV Social School of Nursing here with us, and we're going to have one of the students say a few words. Her name is Priscilla Ansaldua.
This thing on? That's good. Hello, Judge and Commissioners. First and foremost, I just wanted to let you guys know that we thank you on behalf of the UTRGV School of Nursing for allowing us to witness history and be here today. And our students are from Brownsville all the way to Rio Grande City. And Well, to be an effective nurse advocate, you must know your community or have a sense of what is going on with your community, just like we're today experiencing all this. The UGR-TV School of Nursing firmly believes that to better serve our community, we can advocate for those who are vulnerable. In this case, it's those victims of human trafficking that we must speak up for and protect. It's our duty not only as members of this community, but as future nurses to be that voice for anybody who needs to be heard. And it is our duty to care for those and to be vigilant for any indicators that might suggest that a patient or person might be taken advantage of, in danger, or trafficked. Thank you.
Judge, Commissioners, good morning. Commissioner Torres had not had the opportunity to be before you, and congratulations again on your election, and I know you're going to do great things. Again, we can't stress enough the support that we've had from the Judge's Office and the Commissioner's Court with all our efforts here at the District Attorney's Office. Human trafficking does exist in the world, and human trafficking does exist here in the Rio Grande Valley. These are difficult cases to detect through law enforcement, through the advocate agencies, to everyone who offers a service and helping victims in combating human trafficking. They're hard cases to detect. Usually it is a victim who lets us know of what's going on, and then that's when law enforcement agencies get involved and our victim services get involved. But I'll tell you this, when we talk about, for example, in the proclamation about the community coming together, that's what we're doing to bring as much prevention and awareness as we can because of your help and because of your efforts as well. We have individuals, again, from lay citizens from the community, law enforcement, different advocate agencies that provide different services. So, we have the sheriff also here as well. But we will not stop in continuing our efforts to bring everyone together, whether it's domestic violence, whether it's human trafficking. Just in the announcement of the Human Trafficking Labor Exploitation Unit that Gonzalo just talked to you about, we've already had 8, possibly 9 protective orders filed in our office because of the prevention awareness. Because now victims know, again, that there are people who care about what's going on, and they know that someone's going to do something about it. So again, on behalf of the District Attorney's Office, we'd like to thank you for our continued support, and I want to thank everyone that is here today joining us for the approval of this proclamation. Okay? Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Commissioners, again. God bless you. Thank you.
Here, but with us going in front.
All right, that's a good idea. We'll do that.
Stay right there.
So everybody else can step back to the dais. Come forward. Yeah, step forward. Yep. We're going to put the commissioner's board up here, and they need it back to fill up the gap.
Good morning. Excuse me, let me run that, please.
Go back behind. That way we can, they can all stand up. I'm sorry.
One more.
Okay, we can fill up this hole here, so we can get a little bit tighter. If If you can't see between someone's shoulders, the camera can't see you, so please position yourself so you can see our photographers.
You need to.
Yeah. You can come in kind of between them, and then you can give them
Okay, everybody.
Everybody on the count of three, please smile and look forward. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you. Thank
Yeah, they're gonna go. Yeah, we're making our way. I gave it to Mr. Rodriguez. Do I take it away?
Thank you, Sheriff.
Oh, you just scared me to go out there. Forget it. That would have been a long time.
Ready?
Is there a camera on in here? In case you take a little longer. Jackie, is the podium okay? To my right?
Right.
Here? Here? What? Thanks.
Which one? You have 4 people. It's like saying dad at the mall. Dad!
What? What about it? It's back there. We have order, please. Order, please.
Okay, let's get back to our regular agenda item. I believe it's number 6B. Item 6B.
6B, Judge Commissioners,
Rosie's here.
this is Ms. Rosie's up there, but this is related to the request and action that was taken prior. It is for a public purpose for the District Attorney's Office, and it is under Texas Constitution, Article 3, Section 52.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Good morning, Commissioners. Judge Rosalinda Cantu presenting for the District Attorney's Office. Item 6C, DA Victims Unit Court Advocate Project Grant Fund 1281. We're asking for approval to submit a ViewCap grant number 3596401 budget adjustment to the Office of the Governor.
So
Approval.
Second.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 7A requesting, I'm sorry, this is a HIDA section. May I proceed? 7A requesting declaration of public purpose pursuant to the Texas Constitution, Article 3, Section 52, for the purchase of promotional items for a period of January 15th, 2019 through December 31st, 2019.
Approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Judge, you have item 8 for the Sheriff's Office, and I will request that item 8 be taken first instead of 8A.
Okay. Item 8B.
Yes, and we have the Honorable Sheriff in the, there he is.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Morning.
I'm going to wait for my staff. Come on up, you guys. Down over here, sir. Right over here. I come before you with some mixed emotions today. Some happy, some sad. We have one of my members of my command staff that decided to retire after 34 years of service to the citizens of Hidalgo County. And if y'all will bear with me, I'd like to read a resolution for y'all to consider on this gentleman. And it goes as follows. Whereas Captain Alberto Ruben Hinojosa is being honored for his 34 years of outstanding service to the citizens of Hidalgo County as a member of the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office. And whereas Captain Hinojosa was born on November 9th, 1961 in Edinburgh, Texas, to the proud parents of Janie Prado Hinojosa, deceased, and Ruben Hinojosa. And whereas Captain Hinojosa was raised in San Juan, Texas, until his family moved to San Manuel, Texas in 1972. And whereas Captain Hinojosa graduated from Edinburgh High School in 1980 and attended Texas State Technical Institute in Harlingen, Texas, where he received an associate's degree in ranch management in 1982. And whereas Captain Hinojosa began his career with the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office on September 16, 1983, as a detention officer. During his career, he has worked his way up, achieving the ranks of Deputy Sheriff, Academy Training Coordinator, Lieutenant, and his current rank of Captain. Among his many accomplishments, he earned his Master Jailers and Master Peace Officer's license, along with becoming a certified public manager. And whereas Captain Hinojosa has distinguished record with the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office, most notably as one of the architects of Operation El Cibolo in 2003, where he was instrumental in coordinating and overseeing the largest prisoner transfer in history of the Sheriff's Office from the old jail to the new facility in a 24-hour period without a single incident. And whereas over 3 decades of dedicated service, Captain Hinojosa will be retiring from his duties with the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office. Now therefore be resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court do hereby honor Captain Alberto Hinojosa for 34 years of outstanding, dedicated, and committed service to the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office on this day and wish him a long and happy retirement. Approve this 29th day of January 2019.
Move to approve.
Second. Those in favor say aye. Aye. When opposed, motion carried. Ruben, as he is affectionately known at the Sheriff's Office as Rhino, him and I have been friends for a long time. We graduated from high school together. We were, as I read, we were raised in the same community. I'll never forget the first time that I brought in a prisoner to the old jail as a brand new reserve deputy constable, and it was the first time I was going to book somebody in the county jail, and Sally Ford opened, and I walked in, and there's a Rhino there, and he yelled at me. He said, "Deputy Guerra, we have no vacancies. You need to take them away." And that's still the case today, but I'll never forget that. But I want to personally thank Ruben. He was a valued member of my command staff when I was appointed sheriff, and a trusted confidant, and he gave me a lot of good advice
when it came to the detention side of the sheriff's office, and I want to thank him for that. However, we're not done with him. He's asked if he could still continue to be a reserve deputy, and he says he wants to do his reserve hours by teaching, continually teaching at the training academy, which I gladly said yes. So he's still going to be around. So again, thank you, Ruben.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for today, guys. Thank you, all command staff, all my current coworkers. What started off as a job turned into a career, and for that I have been very blessed, and I am ultimately thankful. Thank you again.
Thank you. God bless.
Sheriff, I'd like to know if Ruben already taught all of your sheriff's deputies how to cook, because he's an amazing barbecue guru. See him out at the cook-offs all the time. I thought he was a fishing captain. I didn't know he worked at the sheriff's office. But Ruben, thank you very much, and good luck to you on the circuit, because I'm sure you're going to continue to push that moving forward. And I've always looked forward to the barbecues over at the sheriff's office. But congratulations and best of luck to you, man.
Picture?
Right there, perfect.
You made us all look better, brother.
I know I take up a lot.
Make it?
Okay. Use the top and bottom of the step.
Can you please step down at the bottom of the step?
Back up.
Thank you very much. Okay, everybody please turn forward. Look my direction. Hi. Okay. On the count of three, please. 1, 2, and 3, and one more. I can't see the gentleman behind you.
Can you come up? There we go.
Great. Now I see everyone. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Sheriff.
What's up, brother? Roy. How are you? Thanks for being here. How are you?
Yourself?
I'm really well. Chief. Judge. Chief. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Good to see you, brother.
Get on the first page. Get it.
Do you need a drum roll, Sheriff?
Do I need what?
A drum roll,
No.
no?
Our next item, Judge, Commissioners, every year at this time, I come before you and I present to you the overview of the previous year's stats of the Sheriff's Office to give you a better idea of where we've been and where we're headed. So I'm going to start off with our calls for service. We saw this past year in fiscal year 2018, we saw a 4.8% increase from the previous year with 124,887 calls for service. Our 911 calls received, we saw a 3.6% decrease in our 911 calls. And we attribute this to, again, better education to our community and better technology to accurately pinpoint where those 911 calls are coming from and directing to the correct PSAP. So we're very, very grateful for that. Our number of dispatch calls, we saw almost a little over or under 7,000 added calls for service, and these are actually calls where required a deputy to be dispatched to that call, from 93,000 to 100,479 calls. Our response time, again, with the same amount of staff that we had and responding to an additional 7,000 more calls, it increased our response time from 12.47 minutes to 16.39 minutes. So we're going to address that, and that's definitely something that we're going to try to approve on next year's response time. Our crime comparison from 2018 to 2017, we were off by double digits, lowering the crime rate by double digits by less than half a percentage point. The main one that sticks out is, of course, our violent crime. We were able to reduce our violent crime rate by 15.24%, and our total property crime by 8.66%, for a total crime reduction of 9.58%. When you compare that crime rate for the last 10 years, we can safely say that we can go back to 1994, where we started keeping our crime data. And I'm proud to say that today, the citizens of Hidalgo County is experiencing some of the lowest crime rate that we've ever had in over 25 years. And just in this chart alone, from 2009 to last year, we were able to reduce our crime rate by over 50%. And when I'm talking about our crime rate, we're talking about the UCR, the Uniform Crime Report, that each law enforcement agency has to report to the FBI, and it only tracks certain crimes, and we're talking murder, rape, robbery, and aggravated assaults. That makes up our violent crime, and on our property crime, we measure burglaries, theft, and auto theft. This is going to be in 2018. This is going to be the last year that we show our crime statistics on UCR crime reporting. We're going over to NIBRS, which is a National Incident-Based Reporting System, which is going to measure around 55 crimes that are occurring in our community. So it'll be a much better picture of the crime rate in our county. But if you just base it on our violent crime and our property crime, again, I can say that we are experiencing some of the lowest crime rate that Hidalgo County has ever had. Some of the reasons is why we are reducing our crime rate is we continue to be very, very active on our street level narcotics enforcement. As you can see, we're still aggressive on that, and last year we cleared these cases by arresting over 516 cases. And one of the challenges that, of course, that we face is the jail. And last year, in 2018, we reduced the out-of-county housing expense by over $1 million. From 2017, we were at $3.8 million, and last year we were at $2.7 million. And of course, I want to thank all our JPs, municipal court judges, our county court judges, and our district court judges, along with our district attorney, that constantly know that we have a problem at the county jail with overpopulation, and doing everything that we can to minimize the impact to our taxpayers. Again, the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office Training Academy continues to be one of the busiest and the largest training academy in South Texas. Last year we had over 5,670 students for a total of 7,325 hours of instructions. The reason we were down is because we did over 115 active shooter courses for about 5,000 citizens. We hosted 9 Jailers Academy, and this past year, over 109 different law enforcement agencies received training at the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office Training Academy. We're still proud of the creation of 2017 of the Tactical Medical Program there at our training academy. And last year, in 2018, our department documented 3 incidents in which ER doctors credited the deputies' actions and for saving 3 citizens' lives because of the training that they received and the first aid that the deputies gave when they arrived on scene. We continue to be busy on our civil process. In 2018, our civil deputies served over 26,062 civil papers. Again, of course, our every service that the Sheriff's Office has continues to go up, as you can see, and we still maintain the same level quality service with the same amount of deputies and staff that we have, and I'm very, very proud of all the men and women that work for the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office, and I want to thank them for their diligent work that they do every day. I want to thank my command staff that are out there leading their divisions. Each division, as you can see, are doing a fantastic job for your Sheriff's Office. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'll take them now.
Are there any questions? Well, we certainly want to thank you, Sheriff, for an outstanding job and putting a great team together. Those wonderful statistics.
Thank you.
Keep up the great work, Sheriff. Chief?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said keep up the great work.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Keep our population down.
Okay, next item is item 8C.
morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Captain David Friedland with the Sheriff's Office. I have, as part of number C, 68630. It's the presentation of the 2018 racial profiling report as presented by the Sheriff's Office in accordance with adherence to Article 2.133 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. As you know, this is information that is obtained through traffic citations and in regards to racial profiling. It's submitted to the state of Texas each year and also to the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement.
I'm just curious, since we're going to get a census pretty soon, where did you get the population number?
I do apologize. I may have to end up going to get that information for you as I'm presenting for someone who's not here today.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. But if you have any questions, I could answer them as I can.
It's probably from the last census, isn't it?
So they take the last census and then they grow it based on something.
Right. And also, this is, as I've been asked to mention, this is a no-action item, just to present.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do we have a motion to accept the report, I guess?
He said it's a no
Approval.
action item.
No, no.
He
No
said it
action.
was a no action item.
All right, okay.
The next item I have, number D, 68676. 1, approval and authorization for the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office to continue participation in the Texas LASO program.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Part 2, authorization for county judge and county sheriff as authorized officials to sign the required documents.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Agenda items under E, 68526, discussion, consideration, and approval to appoint Pedro Rodriguez, student at the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, as an intern under the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office Law Enforcement Internship Program for the period of February 1st, 2019 to May 31st, 2019.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Under F, agenda item 68571, requesting authorization for the county judge as chief executive officer and Sheriff J.E. Eddie Guerra as head of department to sign the CEO law enforcement certifications and assurances form for the participation in all aspects of the programs and procedures utilized by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Under G, agenda item 68511, Sheriff CCP 59, approval of 2019 appropriation of funds into Sheriff CCP 59 from the unassigned fund balance in the amount of $440,739.70. The fund operation and salary-related expenses for the 2019 budgeted positions.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Under H, 68513, Federal Sharing, U.S. Justice, approval to appropriate $328,000 from the unassigned fund balance in the sheriff's.
So moved. Approval. Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Under I, 68512, Federal Sharing, U.S. Treasury, approval to appropriate $15,000 from the unassigned fund balance of the sheriff's.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Under J, item 68458, Part 1, authorization and approval of memorandum of understanding between the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and Removal Operations, San Antonio Field Office, Port Isabel Detention Center, and the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office with regards to certain emergency situations.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Part 2, authorization for county sheriff to sign document.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Can you do both at the same time? K, 1 and 2?
Okay, do them both at the same time?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. 68603, approval of cost reimbursement agreement between the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office. And Part 2, authorization for county sheriff as county law enforcement official to sign document.
Move for approval on
Second.
1 and 2.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Judge, Commissioners, items 9, 10, 11, and 12 are related requests in action, and with the court's permission, I'll be presenting for the 4 constables. Item 9A for Constable Precinct 1, it is the same action that was requested and acted upon for the Sheriff's Office. It's requesting County Judge and Constable Celestino Avila as head of the department to sign the CEO law enforcement certifications and assurances forms for participation in all aspects of programs and procedures utilized by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And as a presentation and in compliance with the racial profiling report, it has been attached to the agenda, and this is Constable Precinct 1's reporting.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 10A, same requested action. It's for the County Judge and Constable Martin N. Cantu as head of department to sign the CEO law enforcement certification assurances form for participation in all aspects of programs and procedures utilized by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 11 for Constable Precinct 3, it is again for the County Judge and Chief Executive Officer and Constable Lázaro Gallardo, Jr. as Head of Agency, signed CEO Law Enforcement Certification Assurances Form for the participation in all aspects of the programs and procedures utilized by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And in compliance with Texas Constitution Article 3, Section 52 for Constable Precinct 3, he's asking for court action on the purchase of promotional items for his office.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 12A, again, County Judge Richard Cortez and Constable Atanasio Gaitan, as department head to sign the CEO Law Enforcement Certification Assurances forms for participation in all aspects of the program and procedures utilized by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 12B, in compliance with Texas Constitution Article 3, Section 52, Constable is asking for the purchase of promotional items.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 13A, 1 and 2, there is no action for this session. Item 13B, we have appointment and or reappointment of board member to the Hidalgo County Regional Mobility Authority Board of Directors for a 2-year term. This is for Commissioner Precinct 4. Commissioner?
Yes, my nomination is for Mr. Frank Pardo.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item C, I'm going to ask Ms. Orante for a brief report to the court. This is the approval of the 2019 library interlocal agreements between Hidalgo County and the following cities, which would be the libraries: Alamo, Donna, Edinburgh, Elsa, Hidalgo, La Jolla, McAllen, Mercedes, Mission, Penitas, Far, San Juan, and Weslaco.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. You have before you a report for Hidalgo County Library System. I want to bring your attention to the second page, which is our e-library. As you know, we started this a little over a year ago, in August of 2017. Our checkouts have increased 1,972% since then, and our registered users have increased by 446%, with an average of 325 new registered users per quarter. Now, with your support and with your investment, we are combating literacy by making ebooks and e-audiobooks available to our citizens 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, using their smartphone or their device of choice. And on the right column, it gives you some of the titles. We have all the bestsellers that would appeal to adults and teens and children as well. On the next page, I would like to also show you how our dynamic libraries are also serving our citizens and promoting literacy through our programming, such as the summer reading program. We have bilingual programs, El Día de los Niños de los Libros, our book festival, Trick or Treat at the Library, also through educational classes, through GED classes and ESL citizenship, and these are free to our citizens when they register. They also get computer instructions and workforce development, learning to update their resumes or create one, how to interview, and also participating in our job coaching and job fairs. We also have technology classes those that are available to all of our citizens, from our littlest ones on up. We have all branched out into 3D printing, some virtual reality and robotics, and teaching teens how to code so that they are fully prepared for their careers. And finally, we do believe in turning outward so that we're not just a bricks and mortar library anymore. We do turn outward, and we bring our services out to the people through school visits, library tours, being at the Mexican consulate, Head Start, also our city and, of course, our county events where we do sign people up for RB Digital so that they can access the e-library. And finally, on the last page, just want to highlight that we had over 3 million positive service interactions with our citizens. Thank you so much.
Just for clarification, you have to have a library card, right, to sign up online?
You do have to have a library card for authentication, a library card and a PIN.
Right, okay. And so we're going to do a better job of advertising this because it's a great service, and I don't think we've promoted it enough. But we'll do better.
And we will
Precinct
also.
2 will.
And Kate,
I don't want to put everyone in the spot.
and Kate, you lost your New York accent. That's.
I had the longer I'm here. I'm also losing my ability to withstand the cold. So.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It's been
you.
great.
Judge, Commissioners, if I get a motion and second to approve?
Is there a motion and a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. If I may continue, item D, my office has been in communication with St. Matthew's Episcopal School in Edinburgh, and I'm asking the court to consider the use of parking lots near the museum for visitor parking for their following event, the 8th Annual Gala at the Museum of South Texas History. This would be held on Saturday, February 9th from 6 to 10 p.m., and as always, we will secure all the proper insurances.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item E for the, under the IT department, I'm asking approval of purchase of new wireless service under contract DRO TSO 3415 with Verizon Wireless. And this is for four new cell phones for Commissioner Precinct 4, and they are for office use.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Judge Commissioners, item F, I'm asking the court to take action in compliance with, full and affirmative compliance with the Title VI Civil Rights Act of 1964 and other non-discrimination authorities. I'm asking the court to adopt the Hidalgo County Title VI Non-Discrimination Policy Statement and the U.S. Department of Transportation Standard Title VI Assurances.
So moved.
Second. There's a motion and a second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
I'm asking the court as the second action item to follow our county's fiscal year, which is a calendar year, and it would be to approve and update the Title VI non-discrimination plan reporting deadlines.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Mr. Silguero. And as a matter of record with respect to HR, we did have public participation forms. and Mr. Silguero has been shown the participation form. So as you go through the agenda, I think an explanation as
Sure.
to each and every one would answer the public participation form.
Good morning, Judge Commissioner. Raul Silguero from the Department of Human Resources. Item 14A. The first item, we're asking a waiver of the budget amendment policy for personnel-related amendments that are listed below, as if applicable. So
moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
The second comment or just information is that all of these are subject to funding if an item is not fully funded or the transaction, the transfer has not occurred yet. All of them are subject to funding, so they will not be effective unless funding has been put in place by the Budget Office. Item B is an item for the Office of the County Judge for two departments, Public Affairs and Economic Development. There's three positions as listed, slot 007, slot 009, slot 002, with the listed titles. These positions are the Office of the Judge is requesting the adjustment to step 2, which is the discretionary step that's permitted for new employees where the employees exceed the minimum requirements that are listed on the job description. So they're requesting that we adjust the employees from step 1 to step 2. It's called a discretionary step.
So moved. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carried.
Item C, this is for Precinct 4 in the road maintenance program. The Commissioner is asking approval of the following personnel action effective upon Commissioner's Court approval. The Commissioner is asking that we add supplemental pay to the Assistant Chief Administrator position, which is listed under various slot numbers. It's slot 0101. The supplemental pay amount of $6,946 is not an increase in salary. The Commissioner has moved this employee from one position to another, which was budgeted at a lower salary. So this is an adjustment because she will continue some of the duties that she was doing in the previous slot. So it's only to maintain that salary, so it's not an increase. But she is asking for an auto allowance of $5,000 for that employee.
So moved.
Second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carried.
Item 2 is approval of the following discretionary step adjustment pursuant to Section 8.03 of the Classification and Compensation Plan, effective upon Commissioner's Court approval. This is the position is the Chief Administrator. The position is initially, the employees are initially hired at step 1. The Commissioner wants to adjust the employee to step 4, which is permitted under the professional discretionary policy as listed for slot number 0059.
Second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carried.
I just want to make a comment that there are four, the precincts are allowed 4 exempt positions, and usually it's a chief administrator, assistant chief administrator, director of field operations, and assistant director of field operations. Commissioner Flores only has 2. The chief administrator is vacant, has been for a while, and you don't have an assistant chief administrator, so I think you only have 2 positions filled within those 4 exempt positions.
At the beginning, it used to be 2, and then we.
Yes, sir. We used to be 2. Just as a little background, every elected official is permitted 2 exempt positions from civil service, so they can appoint persons of trust that they bring in. In 2008, Commissioner Garza from Precinct 4, because of the drainage money that we had and his plan to do the work with double the work with the money, he created a drainage program, whereas the positions were paid out of the bond money. So that was, and it just stayed on since that.
Every precinct got the drainage.
Yes, sir. Every precinct, but not everybody used those. Some of them, most of them contracted it out. Some of them do it internally. So that's where the 4 came from. So that's where we are now. Item D is for Precinct 2. The Commissioner is asking that we delete positions it's in road maintenance, slot 002, Executive Assistant 3, it's a grade 15, and that the next one is to add auto allowance to the Assistant Chief Administrator 2 position. which is filled, and to create a director of, assistant director of field operations, and to delete the auto allowance from the field operations. To summarize, we're deleting two positions and creating one, but the auto allowance is simply being transferred from one position to another. It's not an increase to anybody. That person was already earning that in the previous position.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
District, item E is for the 206th District Court. Back in 2008, I think it was, when we had the hailstorm, all the hail cases, litigation were assigned to this court, and we provided them with an additional position over and above the normal complement of staff for the courts. It was a clerk 2 position. It's been filled for quite a few years. I think the judge has finished, and she's asked that the position be deleted because she's finished with the cases, and she doesn't need the position, so we're asking to delete that position from that court.
Second.
Thank her for us. That's not very common. Thank her for us.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item F for the 93rd District Court, for the 206th District Court, and the 389th District Court. That's approval of the following personnel actions effective upon Commissioner's Court approval. Just a little background, Commissioners. We are regrading the bailiff positions, and we're doing it piecemeal because we're having to check the credentials of all the bailiffs. There's some requirements because we are requesting, or we're requiring that they be licensed peace officers and that they have T-close certification. So as we're getting the credentials verified, and we're bringing some of this, and so that's why I brought some last week, and these are, but the first one for the 93rd is a regrade of the bailiff position, currently at grade 10, and it would be bailiff 2 for district courts at a grade 13, step 1. The second one is for the 206th court. It's a bailiff district court, and that one is going to be a grade 13, step 2, because the person salary, current salary, is matches with grade step 2. And the third one, we're going to delete the bailiff in the 389th and create a bailiff 2 at 13, step 1. So we're asking approval for those regrades and the delete and create.
Approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item G for the Office of the Public Defender, approval of the following personnel actions effective upon Commissioner's Court. Judge Commissioners, the Public Defender's Office, the DA's office, and other, I think the Probation Department, they have an interlocal with Texas Tropical Behavioral, and the interlocal with the Public Defender assigns an attorney there to work on litigation related to that program, and they provide this supplement in the amount of $19,320. What we're doing here simply is transferring the supplement from slot 0012 and A002 to 0019. The public defender that initially had the supplement was involved in an auto accident and was not able to work for some time, and we transferred it to another attorney. Now the attorney is back to work, so we're just returning the supplement to the employee. So this is no change to anybody.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item H is for the 275th. This is Judge Marla Cuellar. She's asking approval to create one temporary full-time position for 27 weeks, beginning 1/29/2018 and ending 7/31/2019. The judge has explained to me, she wanted me to convey to the court that she just started that court, or she became officially assigned to that court when she was elected, and she has a backlog. She discovered there's a backlog of 5,000 cases, so she's saying she needs to hire a legal assistant to evaluate the cases. I don't know how many years this goes back. She wants to be able to process those cases, dismiss them, or prosecute them, or whatever happens to be done. So she's asking for a temporary position to assist her in that effort.
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
And she knows that in 27 weeks that she's.
We would come back. I told her we would like to get reports on progress, and if that we would then
So
bring
second.
You have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Item 2 is, I'm sorry.
I haven't called for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Sorry, Judge. There's an item 2 also in that court. The judge is asking that we add supplemental allowance of $3,800 to the bailiff. One part of the amount is for the TCLO certification of $1,800 that is provided to all law enforcement, and the other difference is to assist that legal assistant in processing and evaluating those cases based. This person is a senior deputy sheriff with experience, and so apparently they're going to assist the legal assistant in evaluating those cases using his background. So that's $1,800 for the certification, $2,000 for the supplemental, for a total of $3,800.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And Judge Commissioners, item I is related to the reduction in force that we brought to court the last time. I was able to place 2 employees. One employee was placed in facilities. One employee was placed in the purchasing department. A third employee was offered a position, but the employee declined the position because apparently the salary was not satisfactory. But 2 others accepted. On this particular one, we're asking approval of the following personnel action effective upon Commissioner's Court approval. The employee in question, this is one of them that was reduced in force. The employee was placed temporarily in a maintenance 1 position. He was a supervisor in the precinct, but he also has an electrician's license, so we agreed to place him in an electrician 1 position. So we're asking that we create this position so we can transfer him into this position.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not taking my budget with that, are you?
No, ma'am.
Okay, just making sure.
No, the money was budgeted under maintenance. It was budgeted under the maintenance and facilities, so we're just transferring it. We're just transferring the employee to a position. He has a licensed electrician.
And his hers is at Road and Bridge and compared to the other.
Right.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Related to that one is approval to waive the posting, hiring, and enrollment procedures and transfer employee number 208582 from maintenance 1, grade 3, step 3 to the above, electrician 1, grade 8, step 3, pursuant to section 3.049G of the Civil Service Commission rules effective 1/29/19.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And 3, approval of the following personnel action effective upon Commissioner's Court approval. We're asking to delete that maintenance 1 position, slot 0122, which is listed as a grade 3, step 4.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item J for the District Attorney's Office. This is the judge is asking for approval to create a coordinator 2 position, grade 11. This is funded 100% from his forfeiture funds, which is Chapter 59 funds.
So move approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And Mr. Silguero, just for purposes of in case there's, for the audience or the public, when you refer to the judge, because we still call him judge, we're referring to our district attorney, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
District Attorney, well, he
Thank you.
was
Right.
judge, so I think,
We all refer to him as judge.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, he's the District Attorney's Office is the one that requested
you.
this. Item K, this is for the Auditor's Office. Discussion, consideration, approval to appoint Cristina Gomez as a volunteer/intern under the Hidalgo County Auditor's Office for the period of January 29 through February 28, 2019.
Move for approval.
This is a non-paid position.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have,
Thank
Judge,
you.
Commissioners. Thank you very much.
Mr. Avila? We have Mr. P.R. Avila for the Urban County. Mr. Silguero, you have 2 seconds.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. P.R. Avila with the Urban County Program. Item 15A, the Urban County Program is requesting approval of a budget and program amendment for the City of La Joya. The proposed amendment is for fiscal years 27, 28, 29, and 30 work plans.
Move for approval.
Second.
What does this mean? I'm trying to understand.
It's a budget and program amendment, Judge. What the city's actually trying to do, they're trying to finish up some of their other projects they're using some of their monies from, that were either surplus or that weren't used, trying to make it into one.
All right. All those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item B, subject to compliance with House Bill 1295, requesting authority to purchase park equipment through the county's membership participation with Buy Board award vendor Park Place Recreation Designs, Inc., contract number 512-16 in the amount of $32,506.70 from fiscal year 31. This is for the City of Mercedes Parks and Recreational Funds.
Move for approval?
Second. That's from year 18, no?
Sir?
18? 31 be 18, right?
2018, yes, sir.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item C, subject to compliance with House Bill 1295, requesting approval of a best and final negotiated contract for professional engineering services with Las Camera LCC, DBA Fulcrum Consulting Services, in the amount of $33,790, utilizing CDBG fiscal year 3031 for the City of Progreso Street Improvements Funds.
Move for approval?
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item C2, approval of work authorization number 1 for Las Camera LLC, Fulcrum Consulting Services, in the amount of $33,790.
Move for approval. No, we did one.
Second.
Oh, it's number 2, okay.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item D, subject to compliance with House Bill 1295, requesting authority to purchase fire station equipment through the county's membership participation with Buy Board's awarded vendor, Metro Fire Apparatus Specialist, Inc., contract number 524-17 in the amount of $16,356 from fiscal year 2017-2018. This is for the City of Progreso fire station equipment.
So move approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item E, subject to compliance with House Bill 1295, requesting authority to purchase equipment through Hidalgo County's membership and participation with the Buy Board approved vendor, Craftsman Commercial Playgrounds and Water Parks, Buy Board contract 512-16 in the amount of $38,659.51. Freight delivery included. The City of Hidalgo UCP program year 2017 Parks Recreation Facility Improvement Funds will be utilized.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item F, subject to compliance with House Bill 1295, requesting authority to purchase equipment through the Hidalgo County's membership participation with Buy Board approved vendor, Extra Play, Inc., Buy Board contract 512-16 in the amount of $176,902.10. Freight delivery will not be charged to Precinct 1. Granjeno UCP year 2017 Parks Recreational Facility Improvements funds will be utilized.
That's precinct 3?
It was
Just
the
'cause of
monies
the
that
loan-
Precinct 1 had actually loaned the
The
city.
loan
of Granjeno.
process, yeah.
Vice versa. It was a payback.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And item G.
Granjeno, not precinct 3. You gotta say that, Granjeno.
Oh, City of Granjeno.
Yes.
Oh,
Item G, requesting authorization to dispose of community development block grant financial records for the program years 2006 through 2008.
Move for approval.
second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 16A.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Eddie Olivares, Hidalgo County Health and Human Services.
Yeah.
Sir, with your permission, item 16A is, this item, sir, we're going to go ahead and table this to the next court meeting, sir. But we're working very closely with Palm Valley and dealing with our animal control issues in our county, and I'm very positive progress going in the right direction and providing education and awareness. But I wanted them to come and give that presentation for next week, sir, with your permission. Next court, sir, I'm sorry. Item B is requesting approval for Hidalgo County Health and Human Services to submit the self-nomination forms to join Humana Network The purpose is to seek reimbursement for health services supported by Humana. Sir, you and I had a meeting with the university this last week, and you actually motivated me and our team to generate this, and we're actually looking at new revenues coming into the county, into our department, and we're going to apply for Humana. It's a very lengthy, complicated process, but we already do Blue Cross Blue Shield, we already do Anthem, we do Medicaid, and we do all the managed care organizations of the state of Texas. So we're going to add one more if we get accepted. So that'll. But I need to thank you for that direction, sir.
This is item B, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to abstain from this.
Yes, sir. Requesting your approval for that, sir.
So moved. Second. Those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, motion carries.
And I abstain.
Item C
And
is.
we have an abstention of
Thank you.
Commissioner Fuentes.
Very good, thank you. Item C is requesting approval to submit renewal grant application and budget for the tuberculosis state program fiscal year 2020. The allocation amount of $605,561, and the program period will be in effect from September 1st, 2019 through August 31st, 2020, with an option to later extend the term through August 31st, 2021. This program requires a 20% match, which is in the amount of $121,112, which has been part of our annual budget and has been approved by Commissioners Court.
Move for approval.
Second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, motion carries.
Item D says requesting approval to submit renewal grant application and budget for the Regional and Local Services System Local Public Health Services Program for FY20 and FY21. The total allocation for each fiscal year is $102,403. The program period will be through FY20, will be in effect from September 1st, 2019 through August 31st, 2020. And FY21 will be in effect from September 1st, 2020 through August 31st, 2021.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, motion carries.
Item E, sir, is requesting approval to submit renewal grant application and budget for the Zika Healthcare Services Program, FY20. The award amount is $583,037, and the program period will be in effect from July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2020. And June 30th, 2020 will be our last year for this, sir, and we'll deal with this situation accordingly at that time.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, motion carries.
I have a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Olivares,
Yes, ma'am.
I see that you bring in quite a bit of money with grants. How much have you brought in the last year, your department?
From January 1st through today, comes out to January 1st of this year. Through today is $2,800,000 we brought in grants and renewals for this coming year.
Thank you. Hats off to you and to your department, sir.
Our team is a fine team, man. We have a very good team that does very, very well, ma'am. We have a fine team. Thank you, ma'am, for your thanks, and I appreciate it.
Mission, Texas.
Go Eagles, sir. Go Eagles. All right. Let me see. So for item E is requesting approval for, I'll reread it. Requesting approval to submit renewal grant application for Zika Healthcare Services Program FY20 award of $583,037, and the program period will be from July 1st through 2019 through June 30th, 2020.
Move for approval.
Second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, motion carries.
This next one, sir, I'm very, very extremely proud of, and we had a very hard-working team, and again, our number one partner, City of McAllen, is requesting approval of the interlocal cooperative agreement between the City of McAllen, Texas, and Hidalgo County, Texas. The proposed agreement is for the City of McAllen and Hidalgo County to provide the South Texas All Hazards Conference for individuals who respond and provide services in case of emergencies involving potential public health calamities, primarily in mitigation and preparedness, response and recovery, and further describe the details in the interlocal agreement attached. This is our 2019 South Texas All Hazards Conference, the 7th year. We have over 5,000 participants in this conference, so I appreciate your action on this item.
It's going to be at the Performance Arts Center?
Sir, this year, sir, all I'm going to say, it's going to be fantastic. We're using all of the facility. The Performing Arts facility we'll use for the plenary session the first day in the morning, and the entire convention center, every square inch, is going to be used for breakout sessions. We have over 67 presenters from all over the country coming, and we're expecting to have right around 5,000 or a little bit more than that people participate.
And Mr. Olivares,
Yes,
just
sir.
as a quick information, from the first day that this was started to today, I know that Chief Saldana is in the audience somewhere, but attendance from the first session
Oh,
to...
the very first time, we had like 800 people
Okay.
for both days, like between 600 and 800 people the very first time we did it 7 years ago, now to
And today?
5,000.
Thank you.
Second largest in the state.
So you're going to have McAllen, the suburb of Mission?
Sir, City of McAllen are great partners, so that's all I can say, sir.
Do we have a date on that, Mr. Olivares?
March 27th and 28th, you all could go to the South Texas All Hazards, 2019 South Texas All Hazards Eventbrite and pre-register. We already have close to like 400 people already pre-registered, so, yeah.
Do you need action for this?
Yes, sir, just so we get that agreement with the City of McAllen.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item G, sir, requesting approval of the interlocal between the City of Palmview and the County of Hidalgo. The purpose of this agreement is for Hidalgo County Health and Human Services Department to provide inspections and permitting of OSSF or septic tank disposal systems within the City of Palmview. Sir, one of the things is we request agreements between the cities. We help and assist with OSSF inspection. This is one of them. It's been reviewed by legal and approved by legal.
Move for approval. Second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Sir, item H, sir, indigent health care. Discussion and consideration to approve drawdown, discussion consideration for approval of drawdown funds for demonstration year 8, advance UC or uncompensated care payment in the amount of $20,013,159.53. Instructions from the general fund and local provider participation fund with transfer date of February 1st, 2019, and a settlement date of February 4th, 2019. This is a partnership that we have for our 1115 waiver. $5.5 million is our county general fund that we allocate for indigent health care. We give it a one lump sum for the entire year. That's part of that. And then there's $14,513,159.53 that comes from funds collected from the hospitals themselves. All this money gets multiplied and brought back into our system to help deal with indigent health care services for this year, sir. I know this is complicated, but the thing is the LPPF, we have to thank Senator Chuy Hinojosa 3 sessions ago, is the one that developed the Local Participation Provider Fund and has significantly increased the access to health care and services by having these funds available to the community and being able to get multiplied by the federal government.
So move approval. Second.
Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carried.
Item B, and the thing is, sir, the reason the figures weren't on here because we just got these figures at 4:35 p.m. yesterday afternoon. So these are the figures from the State Health and Human Services Commission and from the Center for Medicaid Services in Washington.
When did we start this?
We started UPL originally back on December 26, 2006. I remember those actions taken by the court at that time.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. Item B, sir, is approval of certification of revenue by county auditor for the local provider participation fund, and the amount to be the amount stated $20,013,159.53 by Health and Human Services Commission. Final instructions and 2019 appropriation of the funds to the local provider participation fund in the amount that has been outlined. $5.5 million from general fund from Hidalgo County and $14,513,159 from the hospital's local participation provider fund.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much and have a good day, sir.
You too.
Judge, Commissioners, with your permission, item 17 for adult probation. This is our DWI Fund 1289. We're asking approval certification of revenues by our county auditor. This is our DWI grant program income in the amount of $1,861, as well as appropriation of that same program income in the amount of $1,861.
Second.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Chief.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Ricardo Saldaña, Emergency Management Coordinator, County Judge's Office. I come before you requesting authorization to submit a certification of compliance completion to the Texas Department of Public Safety, Texas Division of Emergency Management, according with grant conditions for Hidalgo County Hazardous Mitigation Action Plan. The Hazardous Mitigation Grant number DR 1999-69 with approval from the county judge to sign the requested documents.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Second item
You should
is,
have put that every time I sign 10 cents, I get 10 cents, no?
hopefully we'll get something back. Second item is a discussion and consideration of approving Hidalgo County Office of Emergency Management to the appointment of David Alberto Champion as a volunteer under the Hidalgo County Office of Emergency Management for a period of January 29, 2019 till December 31st, 2019.
Move for approval.
Second. Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners. You all have a great day.
Mr. Longoria.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Item 19A is discussion report and update on the Senior Corps Program, Retired Senior Volunteer Program, and the Foster Grandparent Program. Judge, Commissioners, I wanted to give you just a brief update on the status of our Senior Corps. With me today, I have Sylvia Sepulveda on my left. We have Michelle Moreno and Lydia Limas. They're three of our supervisors that oversee the Senior Corps Program. The Senior Corps Program actually is composed of three individual programs: the Retired Senior Volunteer Program, the Foster Grandparents, and Senior Companions. The Retired Senior Volunteer Program represents a $101,000 investment by the federal government in Hidalgo County. The Foster Grandparents Program represents $242,000 investment by the federal government, and the Senior Companions represents a $427,000 investment in Hidalgo County. I'm proud to report that we're well underway with our Senior Corps, and I'm excited to report to you the following numbers. Before you, I provided just three-page summary, one page for each of the three programs. The Retired Senior Volunteer Program is a program that we've had in Hidalgo County for about 30 years. Every 3 years we go out for it's rebid, and we have to compete for this particular grant. We're in year 2 of 3. We've to date recruited 407 volunteers, and they represent 34,052 hours of volunteer service that have been donated across Hidalgo County. That's just Hidalgo County. This grant also extends through Cameron and Willacy County, but Hidalgo County share represents about $817,000 in volunteer services that are donated to food pantries, veterans hospitals, for-profit hospitals, as well as the community at large. Across the entire Rio Grande Valley, the Retired Senior Volunteer Program boasts 529 volunteers, and they've donated 62,562 volunteer hours for well over $1.5 million in services. We're really excited about that program. That's our oldest program, and we're just about to reach our goal of 600 volunteers throughout the Rio Grande Valley. The Foster Grandparents, and incidentally, our investment, the county investment, is $101,000 per year to support the efforts of all of those volunteers. The Foster Grandparent Program is one of our new programs. We're just 6 months in, and the goal of the program is to provide, let me get to my notes here, because now I'm going to start making things up here pretty quick. But the goal of the program is to have 40 volunteers serve 160 students early in their early education setting. So we thought it would be a logical fit here in Hidalgo County for us to partner with our sister agency in Hidalgo County, Head Start. I'm proud to report that we're 58% through our goal, and we're just 6 months into the first year of a 3-year grant. We have 23 volunteers that are placed in 6 Head Starts. They're in Mission, McAllen, Mercedes, Edinburgh, San Juan, and FAR. And so we're really excited about that. The county's investment in that particular program is $28,000, okay, compared to the Foster Grandparent Program federal investment is $242,000. So we feel we're getting a good bang for our buck with that program as well. Finally, our senior companion program, the goal of that program is to help the elderly of Hidalgo County age in place. These folks are elderly folks that are retired themselves. We match them with other folks who are homebound, and we feel that's a logical match, a safe match for them to allow these persons to age in their home versus in a nursing home or in another setting. The goal there is to have 71 volunteers supporting 142 senior citizens. And I'm proud to report that we've got 32 volunteers placed, and they're serving 80 seniors in our community. We have folks in Alton, Edinburgh, at the Edinburgh Towers, the Mission Housing Authority, and we're looking for other particular placements to have our volunteers work. Our investment, the county investment, is $58,000 per year, and that's in contrast to the federal government's investment of $427,000. So in these last two programs that I mentioned, if you'll remember, the volunteers, they get a small stipend to help them with their expenses. They're also paid for their mileage to go to and from their locations. So I'm really excited about these programs. I wanted to give you a brief report because we're 6 months in, and I'll certainly entertain any questions you might have.
Commissioner Torres, much like Eddie's department, Jaime brings in a lot of money as well. But do you have any idea?
I just happened to calculate once Eddie said his figure. Whatever he is. Our CSBG grant's about $1.6 million. Our Comprehensive Energy Assistance Program is about $6 million, so we're close to $8 million this year.
Whoever gets more gets a little pizza party at the end of the year.
Okay.
Thank you.
You do.
So I brought my staff with me. These are the folks that make things happen. Sylvia's our retired senior volunteer coordinator. We have Michelle Moreno, who does our foster grandparents, and we have Lydia Limas, who does our senior companions.
Thank you. All great news. Thank you.
I just wanted to thank you and your staff for training my staff here recently. That was a lot of effort, and we really appreciate it. We're looking forward to working with y'all.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. We're looking forward to starting off our Comprehensive Energy Assistance Program, and we'll be out in the different precincts providing those services here real soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. With your permission, I'll move on to the next item.
Please.
Thank you, ladies. If I can find it this way when we get to it. The next item is item B, is authorization to take the following personnel action. We wanted to delete slot number 6, which is an eligibility worker 3 position. It pays $44,261.98. We wanted to create slot number 43 as an eligibility worker 2. It's a net savings. The salary there would be $28,922.40.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2 is authorization to update the position listing, salary schedule, and affected budgets.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you so much, Commissioner.
Jaime, can I make a comment?
Yes, sir.
Right here with the savings that you have, maybe we can help fund that grant position that we're looking at, that you're looking at. One of the positions that Jaime's brought up is a grant manager, and so that he can go after more grants, because right now it's hard to manage all the grants that he gets. So I told him that I was going to make an effort to help him with that position, so that we can go after housing grants that we were talking about. And so this is maybe a start for that.
Absolutely. These are monies that are within our budget, our CSBG and CIAP budgets, and I'll be glad to try to identify other resources.
And I committed to helping you with
It's
a
my way of asking for some general fund.
Yes, but we'll look at it. I mean, talk to everybody independently and see if we can get some support.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Commissioner.
Thank you very much.
Judge.
Yes.
Item 28.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Mr. Guerra, Mr. Crane, Yvonne Ramon with Elections Administration. If you will look at the first item, Hilda is handing out a little addition to the end of it. It reads, discussion, consideration, and action authorizing the Hidalgo County Elections Department the authority to contract a joint ballot with all political subdivisions entering into a full contract. And it should go on to say, during all uniform election dates, all special elections, and runoff elections. That was inadvertently left off. So on January 11th of 2011, this Commissioners Court unanimously voted to give the Elections Department the authority to no longer lease the voting equipment during even-numbered years and during all November elections. So this step is the final step in finalizing everything, where the only cycle that was left off was the May odd-numbered years. And so now we are asking this court to consider this same authority so that all elections run by the Hidalgo County Elections Department are on a joint ballot. We can certainly have questions, or I can certainly explain a little more. It may sound a little... What happened this last May, for example, there were 4 elections running in a certain part of the county. It was the Commissioner Flores' area. So because they did not come together on one ballot, there were 4 poll locations at City Hall. That meant that a voter who was able to vote in all 4 elections literally had to vote and get into 4 different lines and vote 4 different times. Where it became an issue was with the curbside. We had to strategically come up with a plan as to how 4 machines were going to get out there, how each different election was going to identify the voter. Had they just joined the ballot, the voter would have gotten 1 ballot, and all elections that voter was able to vote in would have been in front of the voter. So we're voting to have this Commissioner's Court for this and all coming elections give us the authority then to be able to join this ballot. That was not the only effect. The ballot board had such a difficult time because that meant that 4 different ballots came in 4 different envelopes. And the only way that ballot board can authorize those ballots to be counted is if they are in their individual envelope 4 times. Well, they weren't, because a person would put all 4 ballots into one envelope, husband and wife would mix them up. There were so many issues, while 1 ballot, 1 envelope, mail it back. So this is what number 1 is about.
Steve, is the language okay with the adjustment that they made?
Well, what I advised earlier was that I think the language is okay as it is.
Well, we can approve it subject to legal, no, Steve?
Well, it's for the purpose of the Open Meetings Act. As long as she explained the additional language, I don't have a problem.
Okay,
I think
so
it does give enough notice.
So then it's to enter, I'll read it over again so we're clear. Discussion, consideration, and action authorizing the Hidalgo County Elections Department the authority to contract a joint ballot with all political subdivisions that enter into a full contract. And then it should say during all uniform election dates, all special elections, and runoff elections, which was inadvertently left off, which means all elections. Previously, you had already authorized all elections except May odd. So this now will make it a clean package where it means all elections that enter into a contract with the Elections Department.
With that explanation, I believe it's sufficient.
Okay. And what is the meaning of uniform?
Uniform means May.
In terms of this?
It's a
Yes.
term from the election code. You have elections in Texas can only be on uniform election dates for the most part. And so it's during all election days to be on a uniform election date as prescribed by the Texas Election Code.
Okay.
Move approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Number 2 is discussion, consideration, and action authorizing the Hidalgo County Elections Department to exclude lease-only agreements with political subdivisions for all uniform elections, special elections, and runoff elections due to security, cybersecurity, and procedural concerns. So what does this mean? It's the other side of the coin. There are those political subdivisions that would like to take the equipment and run their own election. Now our concerns have gone to another level. The cybersecurity issues that we learned about just in this last 2 conferences that I have been to have been that when those machines are out of our authority and our supervision, what can happen? Infrastructure, for example. We are under the Department of Justice authority to make sure that all locations are ADA compliant. We don't have that kind of authority, making sure that these machines are locked away every night. we don't have that authority when we don't run, so it leaves us vulnerable. Not only that, we learned that when these machines come back into our possessions, we literally have to take them apart and clean them all up and make sure that they have not been tampered with. And so that just creates another issue of security for us, that we would like to go ahead and just have the authority to handle all elections that contract us.
Without them.
Exactly, without just taking away the equipment, and that's the only thing we would be involved with.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much. We will be having a meeting with all political subdivisions that are having elections this May and November, and I will come back with an update after that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Valdez? Ms. Andrea?
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. This is our first time before Judge Cortez and Commissioner Torres, so we from Texas Amargo Extension would like to say hi and howdy to you all. We are here this afternoon to present our interpretation of our 2018 programs. My name is Andrea Valdez. I am the County Administrator for Extension in Hidalgo County, and I'm also the Family and Community Health Agent. So
Don't tell me you're an Aggie, please.
of course. It's almost a requirement to work for Extension.
The roll here, Rosazine.
I know.
And so we have a presentation that we would like to present to you, if they can put that on, please. There we go. Okay, so for our 2018, we did have a very great year. Let's see. There we go. So just a little bit about the mission of Extension. We are an extension of the university. We are responsible for all the research-based knowledge and community education. So Extension was formed over 100 years ago through the Smith-Lever Act that allowed universities and land-grant universities to form extension services to bring all of their knowledge out to the community. So that is what we do every day and all the time. So for our 2018, our whole entire staff, we reached just over 230,000 total people. We had over 73,000 educational events that were 92,000 hours. 62% youth and 38% adult. It was our breakdown. And just to introduce all of us, we have some new faces. This is Ashley Gregory. She is our horticulturist. Joanne Ureste, she is our family and community health agent as well. Romeo Zuna, our 4-H and youth development agent. Savannah Valedo, she is a state assistant agent employee with us. And Melissa De Leon, she is our extension agent for the expanded family and nutrition education program. And then behind her are our colleagues in our office from Prairie View A&M, and they are Stephanie Bowman and Vidal Science. So here's just some of our county support staff. As you know, the county provides our operational budget in our building. So we just wanted to recognize those wonderful ladies and gentlemen that work with us. Also in the picture below, those are some of our state employees and some of our grant employees that are funded through A&M and some other SNAP-Ed and federal funds. But they also do great work here in the county at no cost. Okay, so jumping into our health programs for 2018, Healthy South Texas, that was approved 2 sessions ago, which was a legislative item, is a big deal for us in our health programming. That funding allows us to do a lot of bigger events that we weren't able to fund and produce in the past. So we had a few dinner tonight healthy cooking schools during the year. We do a mobile cooking school, other presentations such as Health Talk Express, Maintain No Gain, and these are all programs aimed at preventing chronic diseases out in the community so that we educate on nutrition, physical activity, diabetes, anything we can do to get people up and moving and making healthier choices. And this picture that you see here is one of the Dinner Tonight Healthy Cooking School programs we had with City of McAllen. We had about 125 people at that event watching us do live demonstrations and then sampling all of the healthy foods. One important result from that event was 63% of our participants increased their knowledge on how the foods we eat impact our health. So like I said, just from our health and wellness programs, we reached over 58,000 people with over 75,000 contact hours. Here's a little bit more on the Dinner Tonight and Mobile Cooking School events. And then I did want to give a special mention to one of our county partnerships with Precinct 3 on Katrina Park in Penitas, Texas. This was a grant that I worked on with Dr. Mona Parras from Precinct 3, helping Katrina Park get a walking trail and some grant equipment. Also, it's from the Walt Disney Company. Precinct 3 was the only entity in Texas that was awarded that grant this year. So that's really special. The community was really excited to be able to have those park amenities and keep up their fitness. A little bit about our Strengthening Families grant, Strengthen Our Families program. Those are anger management, parenting connections, and child care conference. And so you can see those results there. We had over 45 child care educators attend that conference. Our nutrition education programs from FNEP and from Prairie View are also out in the community, reaching children and adults. Okay. And so while we do focus a lot on health and wellness right now, we are still AgriLife Extension, so agriculture is very important to us. In Ag and Natural Resources, we work directly with farmers, urban gardening and horticulture, and our small farm loans. So some of our agricultural contacts, just over 15,000, 17,000 hours. And Brad Cowan, who can be here with us today, his big result from this year was over 140,000 estimated annual impact for his cotton and grain marketing programs that he did this year. And our horticulture gardening, we have the Master Gardener Volunteer Group, which is about, 50 strong? They are out in the community doing rainwater harvesting, herb programs, community gardens. We have 6 community gardens throughout the county that produce thousands of pounds of produce. And our small farm loans through Prairie View A&M, Mr. Vidal Saenz helped over about 69 farmers apply for and receive over $4 million worth of farm funding that they can buy land, buy equipment, or refinance what they already have. And our 4-H program, we have over 20 clubs throughout the county and all of your precincts and all of your cities. I would like to mention that Precinct 4 and just Edinburgh alone is about 54% of our kids. So we have 574 youth enrolled, 98 youth volunteers, over 70 adult volunteers, and 23 chartered clubs. And these kids are out in the community learning and inspiring leadership in a variety of projects. And here are some of them, whether it be not only livestock, but archery, shooting sports. We have a new group that was recognized as a 4-H chartered club that is a first in the state for health youth ambassadors. And so they are out doing our programming in their respective high schools and spreading the word. They help us out at health fairs and different events that they can educate as well. And so that was our 2018. Do you have any questions?
I know, so you also did some outreach to the schools. You did the Walk Across Texas program. And
yes.
You encouraged fitness and an active lifestyle for children. I thought that was really impressive as well.
Thank you.
And for all the other programs that you guys do, I know that the A&M Extension Center in Hidalgo County are pretty much the only formalized interlocal agreement in the entire state of Texas. So that's a testament to the work that you guys do and the outreach that you guys do with kids and changing, the leadership roles and responsibilities and shifting it to them and showing them how being active and having goals and all of those things that you guys do is a real important, critical part of our communities, especially the farming community and the 4-H programs that you do. So kudos to you guys, and thank you for working with Hidalgo County the way you do.
Thank you, Commissioner Fuentes. And I did mention most of our programs are free at no cost to any of our participants. We work a lot with different sponsors and partnerships to be able to do that for some of our bigger events. So we're really proud to be able to offer all of the education for free.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. And so that is it for my item A. For item B, we do have a proclamation. This is the 50th year anniversary for our expanded food and nutrition program. And so I'm going to let our agent, Melissa De Leon, introduce that.
Good afternoon. Over the last 50 years, the Expanded Food Nutrition Education Program, FNEP for short, has worked in various counties with families and youth who have limited resources, are at the greatest risk to suffer from hunger, and disproportionately affected poor health. FNEP's hands-on learning approach helps participants improve their total family diet and nutritional well-being, and also contribute to individual personal development. FNEP partners with community agencies, schools, and youth organizations to help families adopt targeted eating behaviors so that over time healthy choices become sustained healthy habits. FNEP nutrition educators deliver an interactive lesson series on topics such as stretching food dollars, improving eating habits, increasing physical activity, and handling food safely in the home. Participants also learn to prepare nutritious, low-cost recipes for their families. FNEP continues to focus on sustainable behavior change, making better choices for better health. In turn, participants improve on food budgeting, food preparation, food safety, and also improve nutrition practices such as using less salt when preparing their meals, reading food labels, and taking part in a walking program as part of a healthy lifestyle. Research indicates that every dollar invested in FNEP saves $12 in healthcare and food costs. And this year, actually in all the counties that we serve in the state of Texas, there's like 9. Our Hidalgo County youth had educated at least over 21,000 youths just in Hidalgo County alone. And as well as our adults, we reach close to 2,000, like a little bit less than 2,000 of our adults that we educated also in Hidalgo County. At this time, I have only one staff member available that came today. The rest are out there still outreaching to our general audience, and that is Josefina Marr.
Welcome.
I was wondering if we could take just a quick photo. If it's not too much of your time.
Judge, you want action on that proclamation?
Yeah, let's act on the proclamation. May I have a motion?
Second.
All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations.
Stay there, and the rest of you go ahead and join. Don't forget to get on that side as well. On the count of 3, please. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you. Good night.
Oh, TJ, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your patience. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here.
I do just have one more smaller item, 21C. This is regarding the Disney grant with Precinct 3 that I was referencing before. I am requesting approval to accept donation of a playground equipment totaling $7,148.99 from the Playwell Group, Inc. to be placed at Katrina Park in Benitez, Texas. Sorry, that's a correction. And approval to add to the Precinct 3 inventory list. This piece of equipment was supposed to be delivered by December 31st, and since it wasn't, the company went ahead and gave it to us as a donation.
Wow. Move for approval.
Work with them more often.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very
so
much.
Good morning. Two brief items. Greetings from Head Start. The items that I have, the first one is the discussion and approval of a revised self-assessment schedule. We had originally had it January the 28th through February the 8th. We're wanting to move it to March the 4th through March the 8th. We have a federal review in process. The first part of it was done January the 14th. And the second part is going to begin February the 11th, and that goes for 1 week in January and 1 week in February. So we want permission to just move it down to March the 4th through the 8th.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
The next one has to do with the approval and request to enter into a 36-month new copier lease agreement for 2 copiers through Hidalgo County's membership participation in the State of Texas Department of Information Resources, DIR, awarded vendor, Toshiba American Business Solutions, Inc., DIR contract DIR TSO 3042.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. TJ Arredondo with the Planning Department. The following subdivisions were approved by the County Advisory Board on January 22nd. The first 4 subdivisions are for preliminary approval. First item, Lexington Commercial Plaza, Precinct 4, is a 6-lot commercial subdivision in a flood zone B. Drainage is on-site detention and will be constructed at the building permit stage based on the approved drainage plan. It was approved by the City of Edinburgh. Water is provided by North Alamo Water Supply, and septic tanks will be used. We are recommending approval.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Next item is Texas Tower Estates Subdivision Precinct 4. It's a 7-lot subdivision in a flood zone B. Drainage will be natural percolation within the lots and runoff into the roadside ditches. It was approved by the City of Edinburgh. Water is provided by North Alamo Water Supply, and septic tanks will be used. We're recommending approval.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion
quick
carries.
question. Mr. Elizondo, do these subdivisions have lighting already? Will they, as they're?
They will, Commissioner, the ones that are required to. There's some smaller ones in here that have frontage, and those won't, but the ones with internal streets will have lighting.
Thank you.
Next item is San Lucio number 1 subdivision, Precinct 4. It's a 23-lot subdivision in a flood zone C. Drainage will be a storm sewer system, and detention will be provided by widening the existing drain ditch. It's in the City of Edinburgh, ETJ, but there'll be a county review only as per their request. Water is provided by North Alamo Water Supply, and septic tanks will be used. 2 internal streets are to be paved by the developer. We're recommending approval.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And for example, this one, Commissioner, will have the lighting.
The lighting, yes. Thank you.
Next item, San Lucio number 2 subdivision, Precinct 1, is a 103-lot subdivision in a flood zone C. Drainage is a storm sewer system, and detention will be provided by widening the existing drain ditch. It was approved by the City of Donna. Water is provided by North Alamo Water Supply, and septic tanks will be used.
Trenton Road, and 5 internal streets are to be paved by the developer. We're recommending approval.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
The next 3 subdivisions are for final approval. First item is Rosalinda Rosales subdivision in Precinct 1. It's a 1-lot subdivision in a flood zone C. Drainage is natural percolation within the lot and surface runoff into the roadside ditch. It was approved by the City of Donna. Water is provided by North Alamo, and a septic tank has been installed. We're recommending final approval.
So move.
Second. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Next item, Soledad Gardens subdivision in Precinct 1 is a 4-lot subdivision in a flood zone X. Drainage is natural percolation within the lots and surface runoff into the roadside ditch. It's in the ETJ of Edcouch, but was reviewed by the county as per their request. Water is provided by North Alamo, and septic tanks have been installed. We're recommending final approval.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone
So those
opposed?
don't, so those don't have lighting, right, because they're all.
Right. This is the
Okay.
4-lotter, and it's
Okay.
from the existing county road. Last item is San Martin number 5 subdivision, Precinct 1, a 29-lot subdivision in a flood zone C. Drainage is a storm sewer system and detention by widening the existing drain ditch. It was approved by the City of Donna. Water is provided by North Alamo, and septic tanks have been installed. 2 internal streets have been paved by the developer. We're recommending approval.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Commissioner, I can add that item to the list so we can know which ones have lights and which ones don't. It's next time. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Morning, Judge, Commissioner. Danny Guzman with right-of-way agent for Precinct 1. Requesting authorization and approval to name private road CR 1863 JJY de Bailly, abstract 54, track 8, Donna, Texas, as Munoz Service Road for 911 purposes, as recommended by LRGVDC 911 Department.
So move. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
The next item, authorization approach and private road, CR 1370, as Jose G. Villa, Service Road for 911 purposes, as recommended by LRGVDC 911 Department.
Approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Judge and Commissioners, and the next 3 items are clarification of names. I'll just take them all at once if you don't mind. Authorization approach to clarify the following. Milano's Road, there's signs out there that say Milano, and some say Milano, so we need to clarify. 911 reached out to us from Expressway 83, Interstate 2 to the dead end southbound. Ponciano Drive from Midway Road to FM 493, and Valdez Road from FM 88 to FM 493.
Hold on one second. Did we actually ask the Milano family how they wanted it?
We reached out, we didn't. I reached out to City of Westaco, and they're confused. They don't have any records. They have records for Milano and Milanos. So most of the addresses out there state Milanos. So that's why between 911 and us,
But with an apostrophe? Or
No, it's just Milanos like that.
straight?
So yes. I think that was the issue, that some addresses, 911 is going, we have Milano, and some addresses have Milanos.
Yeah, I don't mind approving this, but let's just double check with them before we change signs.
With the family?
And then if we have to, we'll come back
Okay.
and take action on it again.
Sure.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Armando Garza for Precinct 2. Item 25A, approval of economically disadvantaged county program application and affidavit for the Precinct 2 Cesar Chavez Road Project, CSJ 0921-02-405, with authority for the county judge to sign all required documentation.
Move for approval. Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 25B, approval of economically disadvantaged county program application and affidavit for the Precinct 2 Eldora Road Project, CSJ 0921-02-403, with authority for the county judge to sign all required documentation.
Move for approval. Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, with your permission, item 25C would like to table so that we can discuss in executive session and then bring back for a vote after that discussion.
Just to correct for the record, we'll take no action at this time.
We're going to table so that we can bring
Oh,
it back
not
at the
gonna-
end.
No action. No action at
No
this
action,
time.
correct. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 26A.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. Item 26A, requesting approval to accept counteroffers to purchase a tract of land known as parcel number 15, 16, and 21 associated with the Liberty Road Project Phase 1 with the authority for the county judge to sign the administrative evaluation and approval forms.
Move for approval.
Second. All those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. Sergio Cruz, Department of Budget Management. Item 27A is approval of salary schedule changes as per Exhibit A. These are rounding adjustments for part-time employees to their hourly rate. There's 20 positions. The adjustment ranges from about $13 to $26 a year. That's basically about $1 a pay period. We're just making changes due to the rounding.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 27B is approval of medical coverage for temporary employee number 213578, as per the Affordable Care Act, IRS Code Section 4980H.
Approval.
Second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 27C is requesting approval to rescind action on the 2018 designations related to the UT Health SNAP Ed programs. The previously approved agenda items were AI 67996 and 68245.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And item 27D is approval of 2019 appropriation of funds for the Justice Court Technology Fund in the amount of $134,088.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners.
Purchasing Department, Martha Salazar. Number A1 is the presentation for discussion, consideration, and approval in connection with bank depository agreement, including but not limited to A, authority to advertise the bank depository and/or remittance processing agreement pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 116, depositories for county public funds.
Move for approval.
And I'm sorry, just for the record, Commissioner Cantu, Precinct 2, is abstaining from any
For all of-
discussion
for all
and
of
in
number
action
one.
for all items.
Okay, so noted.
Vote on it.
Do I have a motion and a second?
Yes, sir. Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
B is approval of the proposed advertising dates, which are stated February 2nd, February 9th, and February 16th, with the acceptance date for the bank applications and proposals delivered to the county judge pursuant to the statute at the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court meeting of March the 12th, 2019.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion.
Marty.
Can we take 1 second about that? 'Cause
Yes.
I think that week is an off week.
Right, that's,
So you want it on the 19th, or do you,
could we move that 1 week?
To the 19th?
To the 19th?
perfect?
Do we have to redo the motion?
That gives them more time, anyway.
I'm sorry?
It gives the banks more time
Yes.
to prepare.
So,
Okay, what do we have to
A
do?
motion to rescind the motion has been made by Commissioner Torres.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. I have a new motion.
Move for approval.
Second. For the 19th. Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Third order of business is the appointment of or designation of the evaluation committee to score and evaluate the bank depository applications timely delivered and received by the county judge on the date that we specified. Just a little background, it used to be comprised of the investment committee, which were 3 members. It was the county judge, the county treasurer, and the budget officer.
Move for approval, and I'll go ahead and keep them the same.
Okay. I don't,
Is there a second? Second.
Okay. And then we've had, as consultants to the committee, we've had the executive officer, the purchasing department, of course, to oversee the process, and the county tax assessor collector.
Yeah.
Is that okay with the court? Okay, so that's,
Okay, we had a
that's included in the approval.
Yeah, we had a motion and a second to leave the treasurer, county judge, and the budget officer.
Correct.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And then inclusion of the consultants is requested. Is that part of the?
I believe that was part.
Oh,
part-
it is.
part of
Okay,
the-
thank you.
the motion.
All right, going on to item 2. Presentation of the sole bid received and requesting approval of an authorization to award the contract to Magic Valley Concrete, meeting all specifications, and this is for the purchase of concrete mix and delivery.
Move for approval.
Second. Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Now, I know this is going to sound like a very small amount, but every penny counts. This is acceptance and approval of a rebate check from Staples from the Buy Board Cooperative in the amount of $24,699.30. I have to compete with millions that were previously up here.
Still about
but-
$2,000
Sounds like a big number.
Yes, I know, and I brought several others, the last part of, the
That's
early
with
part of the year.
coupons or what, Marcia?
So it's been about $100,000 in rebates.
Move for
Every little
approval.
bit counts.
Second. There's a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
B1 is for Precinct 1, approval of work authorization 2 in the amount of $548,550.30. It relates to contract number 196, professional engineering services, Phase 1, Part 2, required for the preparation of environmental documents, field surveys for design and construction of outfalls and schematic update of FM Farm to Market Road 1015 from mile 12 to State Highway 107 with LNG Consulting Engineers Incorporated, including the approval of the subcontracting of B2Z Engineering for the aerial imagery services.
Move for approval.
Second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2 is approval of change order number 6 in the amount of $69,245.26 for contract number 223 with Paoloa LLC, DBA Serpro of Harlingen, San Benito, for the build-back services for the property at 1902 Joe Stevens, Weslaco, Texas, as submitted through project engineer Half Associates Incorporated, subject to compliance to those stated on the agenda.
Move for approval. Second. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
On item 3 for precinct 1 is A, requesting approval to rescind action taken on agenda item 67-731 on 12-18-18 of the First Amendment to interlocal agreement by and between Hidalgo County Precinct 1 and the City of Weslaco, as posted on the agenda.
Move for approval. Second. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item B is requesting approval of the First Amendment to interlocal agreement by and between Hidalgo County and the City of Weslaco for road improvements, project mile 10, north or mile 6 to FM 1015, resulting in 1, the deletion of the 9th whereas, as dictated on the agenda, and with a lump sum amount of $685,370.76 to the county towards the project developing activities. And 2, the insertion of the last sentence of the numbered paragraph 1 of the agreement. The county agrees to use its best efforts to complete phase 1 of the project development as described in this numbered paragraph 1 within 3 years following the date of February 1st, 2019, and county may, with the consent of the city, extend the time period to complete phase 1 if necessary or needed. 1 and 2 is being requested.
Okay, so motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item C is in accordance with with section 791-014 of the Texas Government Code, requesting approval of the interlocal cooperation agreement and its desire to assist each other in multiple projects defined as a mutual agreement in which both the city and the county would benefit from the outcome of said work.
Move for approval. Second. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
C for Precinct 2, 1, requesting approval of notice of intent to terminate contract number C 17027725 with NM Contracting LLC for the countywide services shop project.
So move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We do have open forum. We do have 2 participants. I will ask the audience to please respect the speaker's time at the podium. There is a 3-minute time limit, and I will advise when there is 1 minute remaining. Our first presenter is Ms. Fern McClarity.
Really like the temperature in the beginning. It was 73 in here instead of 43. I know today on the agenda, I got a lot of phone calls, and I saw it on Facebook about the car allowance, the $5,000 and the different ones. I know that one of the positions that was going to get some money already was being paid $93,785, and what the extra they got, it went to $67.80. I think that's why they were kind of concerned. They're barely making it, and people are making almost $100,000. So I would just, I know that you can pay what you want, but just remember it's the taxpayers that are having to boot the money. Also, the other day, I had some papers to pass out, but I don't see anyone to pass them out. I'm afraid to touch y'all, and he's going to count it against my time. So, can you hand that to them, each one? That was the other day at the, over here at the old Robert Chevrolet building. I thank Precinct 4 for being there. I didn't see any of the other commissioners. I can't remember. Maybe Precinct 1 was there. I don't remember. And I thought that y'all should be there. This is copies. That's the book that has the first Commissioner's Court, the county's minutes. And if look at the date, 1852 to 1878. And then the other paper is actually the writing of the person that wrote the minutes. I want you to look at that cursive and how beautiful it is. And I just thought that it was important that someone else should have been there, maybe with the county. I know they're just moving records, but records are very important. And the last thing I wanted to speak on was I got some questions and things I received. It says conflict of interest. The basis: must not do business with yourself, your family, or an entity you are involved with, or you must follow the law exactly. You have a conflict of interest if you or a family member has a substantial interest in a business, entity, or real property subject to action by the Commissioner's Court. The action would have a specific economic effect distinguishable from the general effect on the public. And it says, what is the substantial interest? It says Local Government Code Chapter 171, test for substantial interest in a business entity or real property. And then it talks about 10% or more voting stock on the shares, 10% or more of $15,000, and goes on. And then it also says equitable or legal ownership equal to $2,500 in the real property. Standard applying to relatives for the first degree. I hope that y'all are checking on this, because I got several phone calls about a contract that the county did on leasing some property. So I wish y'all would check on these, and it is Precinct 2. I wish that you would check on that. I don't know anything about it, but I wish you would check.
Precinct 2, it's me. It's not Precinct 2, it's me.
Well, okay, it's you, but it's Precinct 2 that brought it through. And I was here when it happened, but I didn't know. But I've gotten several phone calls, and then I got an email, and I said, well, I'll ask that we're checking on it. And then, like I said, this is the conflict of interest. I believe they just had some kind of program. Maybe some of the people went to some kind of a deal. So if you'll check on it, I'd appreciate it.
All of my stuff's recorded at the courthouse. You can go check it.
Okay, but I mean, with the county making the vote, I mean, you know, maybe say something, you know, that this is my family, but I don't have this.
We can discuss it later. This is
Well,
forum.
Okay, I just wish you'd check on it, because a lot of people are upset about it. Thank you.
Next presenter is Mr. Joe Rodriguez. No? Thank you, sir. That concludes open forum.
Okay, then we're going to closed session.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to have a motion because pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, Section 551.071 and 551.072 to discuss several items. May I have a motion?
Some rule.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we're back from executive session. Is there any action items?
Yes, sir, we
Or
do.
are there any action items?
Before we go to my items, I'd like to go back to precinct 2, Mr. Garza. That was item 25, what, sir? 25C.
I don't think so. Do we need a motion to return to open session? Steve?
No.
No, we'll get to the open sessions. I just wanted to go back to the agenda so we could get this one.
Commissioners, revisiting item 25C, Precinct 2 is requesting approval to accept a counteroffer to purchase a tract of land known as Lot C3 Alianza Business Park for the Precinct 2 Indoor Baseball Park project.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Hold on, I'm sorry. They're gonna give us authorization.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
From the back, or
No.
what are you gonna say?
The action is to authorize the...
But not the acceptance of it.
Requesting,
Not
all
the
right,
acceptance. No, not the acceptance.
requesting authorization to accept.
No.
No?
No.
You have to help him out there, because he's reading the agenda item. The
Steve,
agenda item says
can
to
you read
accept
it,
the
Steve?
counteroffer.
Let Steve try it.
How about authorize the negotiation of a counteroffer up to the amount discussed in
Yes.
closed session?
Thank you.
That'll be my
Move for
motion.
approval.
Second.
Thank you, Steve.
All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, if I may, if we go back to the open session, I'd like to go, or we're back in open session. I'd like to go to item 31A and B. There is no action under 31A and 31B. Then under 32A, real estate acquisition appropriation for same, there's no action to be taken right now. 32B, pending under potential, there is no action to be taken. 32C, economic development project Clover, there is no action to be taken. 32D, pending potential litigation matters pertaining to the administration of 2020 United States Census. There is no action to be taken today. 32E, C 5528-17-C, Anthony Hernandez versus Hidalgo County and Benito Salinas. We'll just proceed as directed. 32F, C 0043-17H, Sherry Santoyo et al. Versus Hidalgo County, Texas, and Merardo Villarreal. Judge, Commissioners, I'd like for the court to entertain a motion and approval of a settlement agreement in the amount of $60,000.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item G, 32G, claim of Mirna Guerrero. Judge, Commissioners, I'd like settlement authority to make an offer in the amount of $762.35 for property damage.
So move approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And claim of Angelica N. Beltran, I'd like settlement authority to make an offer in the amount of $2,746.42, again, for property damage, and if accepted, the check would be payable to Tejina Legal Group, P.C.
Move approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And claim of Pierre Luis Garza, again, I'd like settlement authority to make an offer in the amount of $6,528.35 for property damage.
Move approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
There is no action, there's no need to go and act on item 33 and 34, and before adjournment, our next Commissioners' Court session is February 12th.
Well, I'm sure you commissioners really do not want to finish this meeting, but I think that completes our agenda items. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, Judge.